and my dentist is going to hate me. But it's worth it.
Welcome to Baking with Frank. Frank Rush was a baker at the turn of the 20th century at the Uffelman Baking Company in Cincinnati, and then at his own bakery in Newport, Kentucky. Frank was also my great-grandfather. Through his handwritten batch-sized recipe book, I'm breaking down his recipes and getting to know him better. I'm Tom Mattingly, and this is Baking with Frank.
Welcome back to Baking with Frank. So, today, on a soon-to-be very rainy Cincinnati day, we are going to be making Frank's fruit slices, which are different from his fruit bars, which we've made in the past. Primarily because there's coconut, I think. But also, there are raisins and currants, and we're going to make some substitutions. So, we're going to get started here. All right, so into the bucket, we are putting 3/4 of a pound of sugar, regular old white sugar. Not right, 6 ounces of butter. Mercy sakes alive. 3/4 of a pound would be a lot of butter. I quite inconveniently forgot to leave this out to soften, so it's coming out of the microwave, which Frank wouldn't have had, or he might have, we don't know. And 1/4 quart of molasses, so 8 ounces of molasses, and 1/4 pint of water, 4 ounces of water. All going in there. Decided to use the molasses this time. You know, occasionally. We're going to trust Frank on some of this stuff, despite my modern tastes. All right, so that's all in. Give that a little scrape. Just clean it up. We're going to give that a spin. And while that's going, 2 eggs. All right, turn that down. I think that's pretty good. You know, it's brown anyway. And we're going to put in 1/2 ounce of soda. That's what to make it rise and all. And then 3/4 of a pound of raisins, not raisins, these are cranberries. Get in there. 1/2 pound of currants, not lying, chocolate chip. Yeah, we did. One-quarter pound, I didn't lock that down. There we go. 1/4 pound of coconut, just flaked coconut. I happen to be using organic and unsweetened because that's what they had at the store. And 1/4 pound of nuts. Walnuts in this case. Fresh from the Costco, I believe. And then 1 3/4 pounds of flour. Just general all-purpose white flour. Add down a little bit more, just so it doesn't throw it everywhere. Okay, here's where we're going off the board again. So, of course, Frank has no flavorings listed. So, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon. It's probably a half tablespoon of vanilla, because that's what's left in the bottle. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. Come on. Good old-fashioned Penzeys cinnamon. And a half teaspoon of salt. Just like that. Stir that up. And we'll try to get the rest of this flour in there. Ooh. Didn't expect that. All right, I think that's all it's going to take, because clearly we've reached maximum capacity there. Lower that down. We'll get this out of the way. That. All right, so we have this mass, which smells amazing, by the way. And I was originally thinking we would cook these like the fruit bars, but I don't think that's going to be recommended in this case. I'm going to get as much of this off as I can, because I mean, clearly we don't have enough. We're going to do these like cookies, because who knows what a fruit slice really is. I mean, frankly, if I'd seen that before, I would have assumed it was those little sugary things that, you know, you got in the Brock's bag when we were kids. Oven's heating at 375. I'm going to smash those out just a little bit. Wait, let me show you what I'm doing. Imagine that. All right, so switch to a cookie sheet. I think that's a, I don't know, 2 ounce. And just taking out scoops. We're gonna do 6 of these. Get back over there. All right, so we're at 375. I'm gonna put these in for 15 minutes. I don't know. Maybe we'll start at 10, see where we are. All right, 10 minutes. Stay with me. All right, y'all. I wish you could smell my kitchen, because it smells amazing. Two things. We'll be making these again. And my dentist is going to hate me. But it's worth it.